Today I'm going to be tying up one of the most effective and well-known salmon flies across the world. It's called the Sunray shadow, and this is quite close to the original. A very simple fly to tie. Okay, so we just added on black thread. You can add on a body, but there's no body to this one. Okay, and I've just added on probably about, this is a 3/4 inch tube, probably added on about 5 mil or so. So the first part of the body is going to be white bucktail. Okay, and you will layer these up, so the bucktail is going to be thicker than each layer. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this quite close to the base. I wouldn't worry too much about stacking it or anything, you know, so long as it's reasonably okay. The point of the bucktail is so that it actually doesn't wrap the wing around the hook. Okay, so for the length of the bucktail, you probably want it probably towards the end of where the junction tubing will be. Okay, so about there. Okay, and I'm going to just put this on as a pinch and loop at the start. Okay, a couple of turns. And then I'm going to just make sure it's nice and flat on that body. And then I'm going to keep on doing a couple of turns towards the head. So I'm splaying the front fibres but not the rear fibres. Okay, then get our scissors and trim off whatever excess may have. Okay, and then just neaten that up with your thread. Okay, if you want, you can put in a bit of flesh here. So you could put in, I'll probably actually, let's see, I'll put in a bit of pearl flesh here. Okay, so this is just a bit of herl flesh. Okay, I'll put that on top. Okay, and again, so that's only 2 sections, and that's about the length of the first wing. Okay, now for the main wing, you can normally do 3 layers, but this is her that got off get hooked or stay hooked, I think it's called, and they call it Sasquatch hair, but there's actually a lovely taper, a lovely natural taper to it. So for easiness, I'm going to actually just do it as 1 layer, making sure that the bucktail will stop the wrapping. Okay. So the length of the fly, you probably want, I'm going for about 3 inches here, using a 3/4 inch tube. You could go for more if you wanted. Okay. So again, pinch and loop, nice and light at the start. A couple of turns and bring that towards the head. Trim off what'll be your excess. Then neaten things up. Okay, then I don't know what type of hair this is, but just as a precaution, I'm going to actually put on a bit of super glue, and it'll help those bond. Okay, now the final part of the Sunray is basically some peacock hair. Okay, so do 1 or 2 strands. You don't really need it either. If you wanted to simplify things, you could actually just use, probably even just use some synthetic. You could use another part of the pearl flesh. Okay, so I have 2 strands here. Lengthways, in fact I only have 1 strand, the other strand is broken, so I'm going to grab another strand that isn't broke. And that's the problem I was going to say, is peacock hair isn't really a robust material. So if you wanted, you could use a synthetic, but for now I'll put in, I'm just putting it short of the tip. Okay, and just a few turns to secure that in, and that's hitting super glue underneath as well. Peacock breaks very easy too, so I'm just going to pull that off. Okay, just bend any fibres going forward actually. It didn't all come off too clean. Okay, and then just having a look at the profile, I'm happy enough with that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building up my head, get my whip finish tool, and do 4 or 5 turns, whatever you prefer. And that is your very simple Brooks Sunray or original Sunray shadow, and that's probably caught more fish than, as many fish probably in recent years as the likes of the Willie Gun, I would guess. I hope you found that video useful, folks. As always, check out my other videos coming up on screen now. There's quite a few of these Sunrays already on it. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.